Hello everyone, I am Loganathan from Loga QA Automation channel and welcome back to the next video in our Python series. Alright, in the last video we covered the functions that we can use with collections. Say functions like type, print, and then ID, length, minimum, maximum, and then sum, sorted, and then reversed. So all those functions we covered. So in today's video we'll see about packing and unpacking the collections. Okay, so for that I'll create a new test. Test 02. First of all, I'll start with the very basic stuff. Okay, I need to create three variables and assign three values. Okay, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and then C is equal to 30. I can do this, and I can print A, print B, and then print C. Correct? Yeah, you see that 10, 20, 30 are printed. But in other languages, instead of putting it in different lines, what we can do is we can say A is equal to, or X is equal to 10, and then we can use a semicolon, and then Y is equal to 20, and then semicolon, 3 is equal to 40. We can Z is equal to 40. We can do this, but in Python it has a different meaning. We cannot use this for initializing a variable. Okay, because in Python, in one statement we cannot have more than one assignment operator. So in that case, how we can achieve that is say x comma y comma z is equal to 10, 20, or I'll use another number, 40, 50, and then 60. You see that it is not giving me any error. And now let me print x, y, z. Print x, print y, print z. So I'll use the break statements. When I say break, I use a separator prints so that on the logs it will be clear for us which line of code is getting executed. I save it and then run it. As you see, so here it printed 10, 20, 30, and then it printed 40, 50, 60. So what is happening in the line 13? The 40 is getting assigned to X, 50 is getting assigned to Y, and then 60 is getting assigned to Z. So we are using one assignment operator and we are trying to assign values to different variables. Here, a small challenge is, say, let me go like this. I use it. Let me put one variable more. Okay, instead of x, y, z, and then I'll add a p. And the moment I put p here itself, it is highlighting me, but still I would like to execute and show you what is happening here. Okay, it is saying not enough values to unpack. So you are first time reading the word called unpack. Correct? So what is it doing? Whatever is there on the right hand side, Python is unpacking and then assigning them to the left hand side variables. And here it says not enough values. So number of values that you have given on the right hand side are not enough to unpack and store in the variables. So that is the message. So it says expected 4 because left side you have 4 variables, but on the right side to unpack you have given me only 3 values. So that is the reason this error is getting thrown. Value error. I'll paste it and then I'll comment everything. And the other way around is also possible, right? So for example, I have xyz on the left side, that is total of 3 variables, but instead I have only 2 values given. So last time variables were more and then the values were less. This time let me increase the values 40, 60, and then I'll go with 70. So now there is an imbalance. So right side we have more number of values, but on the left side we have less number of variables. So let's see what it is going to have. Say, so this time it says too many values. Last time it said not enough values, but this time it is saying too many values. Why? Because you have given only 3 variables on the left, but values you have given 4. So I cannot do unpacking. So again it says it cannot do unpacking. Alright, so this is what is unpacking. Okay, so on the right hand side, how many number of variables that you are giving, that you need to unpack and store the number of variables that you are going to define on the left hand side. Okay, so now we'll see how can we handle it, right? So how can we handle it? There is a small trick that we need to do. X, Y, and then I'm going to put star z is equal to, I say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, so here I have only 3 variables, but here I have 7 values. Let's see how it is going to be handled. First of all, let's see if it is going to give us any error by executing this. No, at the end it has put the line, excuse me, and after which this statement is executed but without any error. So now what we do is we'll try to print this x, y, z. Print x, print y, and then print z. What has happened? It prints 10, which is assigned to the variable x, and then it prints 20, which is assigned to the variable y here, and then when it comes to z or z, it prints rest of all the values, right? So it prints from 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and if you observe, it has put a square bracket. So in Python, if there are values inside a square bracket, what is it? Yes, it is a list. So this is called packing. So first is unpacking, and then next is putting multiple values into one variable and making it as a list is called packing. So last time we were seeing the error for unpacking, and this time we are seeing an example for packing. So this is packing and unpacking in Python. So far we are using the variables as it is, and if I want to use it in a list and do this unpacking and packing, let's see how we are going to do this. Okay, so let me create a list. Say list is equal to, I say 20, 40, 60, 80, and then 100, 120. Okay, I've created a list like this. And now I want to say x comma y comma. Okay, before that I'll go with a simple list. I start with 20, 40, 60. I'll say x, y, z is equal to list. You see what I'm doing? I'm creating a list with 3 elements. On the left hand side, I'm creating 3 variables, and then on the right hand side of the operator is equal to, I'm giving the list. And then let me try to print this x comma y comma z, and let's see what is going to happen. So this is getting printed, right? 20, 40, 60 are printed, but observe there is no square bracket. It means individual elements are printed. So here this time the unpacking happened correctly. I'll write the same code, but instead of x, y, z, I'll give only x, y. And this example we have already seen. On the right side we have 3 values, but on the left side we have 2 variables. This means too many values error we should get. Correct, too many values error we are getting. So I comment this, and same is the case. So on the list we have 20, 40, 60. If I increase Z, P, Q, and then if I try to run this, it'll say not enough values, because on the left side you have too many variables, but on the right side you are passing only 3. So it says not enough values. So whatever I have done with individual values assignment, now I'm doing it with list. Okay, that's what I'm showing here. This is also erroring. Perfect. In that case, how can we solve this? We can use the star operator before the variable value to get or pack the values, right? Now I'll increase the list 80, 100, 120, then 140. Nice. Let me print this now. So X will get 20, Y will get 40, and then Z will get rest of the values. Nice. 20, 40, and then Z has rest of the values, but all in square brackets. So it means Z is the list. How can I ensure Z is the list? I can print the type, right? Type of Z. Let's run it. Yeah, it's a list. Cool. Next is, say this star is put it somewhere else. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, it's slightly tricky. Let's see. I put star Y and then Z, the same condition, and then let me see what is the type of Y. Okay, any guess what is going to happen? X will get 20 for sure. Star Y, it's going to pack. Is it going to take all the elements after 20, or it is going to take only elements from 40 to 120, because there is another variable left to be fed? So will it leave something for Y to consume, sorry, Z to consume? Let's see. I'll run this. See the beauty. So 20 is assigned to X, and then 140 is assigned to Z, but the Y has the values from 40 to 120. So it has the intelligence to pick the right amount of values from here and then store here. So that's why you see that Y is the list, and X and Z are just integer values. Okay, I'll show you one more example which can you can easily relate, or you can trick your brain. Okay, what will happen now? So this list has only two values, and on the left side I'm saying X star Y comma Z is equal to list. So what will be stored in Y? Whether the program will execute or it is going to throw us an error. Let's see. As you see, the list is going to be empty. The first value gets stored in X, and the last value is going to get stored in Z, and whatever is between the first and last value should get stored in the list Y, but since nothing is there, it is an empty list. All right, fine. So these are the variations I wanted to show you when we are using list and when we are dealing with packing and unpacking. Next, what I would like to do is I would like to show you the index. Okay, index that we can use for list. Let me go there. Okay, and I'll take this. Okay, let me reduce it to 30, sorry, 20, 40, 60, 80. Nice. If I print a of 0, so what is it going to print? A of 0 is 20. We all know it. Let me run this. Sorry, it is list of 0. So list of 0 is 20. That's why the 20 is printed. And then I can increase it, correct? 1, 2, and then 3. And you see the 20, 40, 60, 80 are printed. But in Python, the index is not always going to start with, or index need not to be always the numbers from 0 to the whole numbers, right? The 0 and the whole numbers. It can have negative numbers also. So what I mean by that is, it can be 0, 1. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we take a look at the list from the reverse order, it starts from -1, -2, -3, -4. What I mean by that is, say index can go from -1, -2, minus 3 until the first element of the list, and minus 1 index represents the last element. Okay, let me do here I'm printing list of 3, right? I'll print list of minus 4. Should be, I guess, minus 3. Oh, I'm sorry, minus 1. Why is there a... there is an error because I'm not using the square brackets. Okay, so I said the last element of the list will get the minus 1 as index, and the last before one will get minus 2, and then here it will be minus 3, and then here it will be minus 4. So now let me run this. You see that 20, 20, 40, 40, 60, 60, 80, 80. The reason is I can use the minus index to get the values from a list. When I use the minus index, the minus 1 represents the last element of the list. That is all you need to know. And there is one more approach we can take when it comes to list, which is called slicing. Okay, slicing is nothing but, say you have a big piece of cake or a big fruit, like say watermelon, and you want to slice and take a particular piece out of it, then that is called slicing, right? So similarly, when you have a list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now you want to take only the values from 3 to 6. How can you take? If you want to take the values from 6 to 8, how can you take? So that is what is called slicing. In the range we saw, right? So I'll try to remind you. So we had a data type called range, and it was accepting 3 parameters. So what are the 3 parameters? 1 is the starting point, 3 is the ending point, which is not included or excluded. 1 will be included, the starting point will be included, the last point will be excluded, and then this is the step count. And very similar to it, we have something for list also. But when I use it for list, I have to use colon. Say I want to start from the index 0, colon, I want to go until the third. It means I need to put 3 plus 1, 4, and then the step count is 1. If I use it in this way, and let me print it. So instead of A, I say it is list. Okay, let us run this. Yeah, so now you can see that it starts from the index 0. Index 0 is what? 1. And then index 2 is what? 2. Index 3 is what? 3. Index 4 is what? 4. But when it comes to 4, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So index 0 is 1. Index 1 is 2. Index 2 is 3. Index 3 is 4. But index 4, it will not go. The reason is the index 4 will become excluded, because the very similar to range, the endpoint that I'm mentioning will be excluded, and I can give the step up number also. Here I have given 1, that is why it is going 1 by 1. In case if I give it as 2 and if I run it, you see that it is stepping up. So first 0th index it prints 1, and then 0 plus 2 is 2, then it gets printed, the 3 is get printed, so it skipped this. Similarly I can use 3 also for the step up, and you see that 1 and 4 are printed, but it won't, it will never print 5 because here we have given the maximum. And it need not to start always from 0. I can say that start from 4 and then go up until maybe 7, and I give the step count as 1. Let's see. So it prints 5, 6, 7. So the 4th index represents the element 5, and from there it is going to go until 7, but 7th index will not be printed. 7th index is nothing but 8, so that will not be printed. So it starts from 5, 6, 7. So it prints 5, 6, 7. This is one way of doing it. And if I don't give this step up or step count, what does it mean? The default step count is 1. Okay, so default step count is 1. So if we don't mention it, it will automatically take 1 and it increases by 1. And this is called slicing technique. When it comes to list, we can do slicing using the colon. Just instead of passing the index in the square bracket, you can use colons and provide the starting index and then the ending index, which will be excluded, and then the step count that you can mention, and slice the list. Alright, so here we'll stop this video, and you practice this again. As I mentioned, try all these that you have learned in this session. It is nothing but how we can do packing and unpacking, right? And also how can we use an operator or one operator to store multiple values into multiple variables, and what will happen when we use more variables than the values, what error it will be throwing, and then what happens when we use less variables than values, what error it will throw, and then use list and then do unpacking. And then when you do unpacking and packing, use the variable with star and see how it is packing everything, and use that star value in different locations of your assignment, left hand side of the assignment operator, and see how it works. All those things you practice, and also try doing the slicing also, so that you will get an idea how you can play around with the list, right? So all those you try before you come to the next video. Until then, keep practicing and keep growing. Thank you guys.